Welcome to Lead Different, the podcast that redefines leadership and challenges the status quo. Hosted by Daniel Dominguez, founder and CEO of Why Not Leadership. This show is your compass to becoming a better leader through the power of self-awareness. Good leaders foster teams that are engaged, empowered, and energized. Join us on this transformative journey as we equip you with the tools and insights to lead different. Get ready to challenge the ordinary and embrace self-aware leadership. This is Lead Different.
Subscribe now. Discover a new era of leadership. Lead different, because great leaders change the world.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Lead Different podcast. I am so excited to bring our guest today, Tina Marie Brigley. I've been following her on LinkedIn. I just absolutely love her posts. She is one of the most, when people talk about authenticity, I think of Tina Brigley's post. She's just really captured me with how open she is about her life, her coaching, everything that is going on in her life, she shares. And a lot of people talk about authenticity. She actually lives it. So let me tell you a little bit about our guest before we bring her on. Tina Brigley is a leadership coach, a LinkedIn and social selling expert, and the co-founder of 𝗪𝗵𝘁. Over the past 8 years, she has empowered more than 3,000 entrepreneurs to break through internal resistance and achieve transformative growth. Despite early struggles with LinkedIn, which we all can probably identify with, and investing heavily in outside help, Tina discovered that the key to success was authenticity, relationship building, and a supportive team. Now she helps service-based professionals unlock sustainable business growth on LinkedIn by aligning strategy with personal values and inner clarity. So all of that sounds so good. I am so glad to have you on, Tina. How are you?
Oh man, I'm amazing. Thank you for that awesome introduction.
Well, thank you for living into that awesome introduction. Thank you for being you. I'm a little bit like a fan here because I'm so excited to have you on. Because like I said, I started following you and started commenting on your posts. So one of the things about being authentic is you don't have a bot responding to your posts, right? You actually respond to people and you build conversations. So I think that's how we met. I commented on a few of your posts, you commented on a few of mine, and I said, you know what? I need to have you on. And then we started the conversation. So thank you for being awesome on LinkedIn.
It's funny. I was afraid of LinkedIn for the longest time. I said, listen, I'm not following the bro code. I had limiting beliefs about what LinkedIn was and who was on LinkedIn. And my business is 𝗪𝗵𝘁. My business partner is the LinkedIn expert. And I was the coach. And I said, just let me do what I love. Let me just coach. And you worry about LinkedIn. But I realized that was not an effective business strategy. And I realized that actually it's really fun building relationships, but I wasn't doing that. So I felt like a robot on LinkedIn, having to post at the same time and do this and do that. And when I actually just started being more authentic and being myself, it's like, wow, this is actually fun. I mean, my birthday was the other day and I found myself just having conversations with people in the DMs. I'm like, what the heck am I doing today on my birthday?
That is awesome. Happy 49th birthday, right? That was a couple of days ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you did. I think you made it public, so I think it's okay to say.
I know. I say 39, but yeah, it's 49.
39, 49. Well, you look great. You've grown up great from that kid that you talked about in your. I went and listened to your TEDx talk, and that was another thing that I want to make sure we talk about. Such a fun conversation about how our childhood experiences shape us, and I think one of the things you talked about, that again, being authentic, is how our experience shape our biology. So I'd love for you to talk about that. I want to give away your whole TEDx talk, but tell us a little bit about where that theory comes from and how you've seen it. Because I believe it, but I just want to, let's share it with our audience a little bit.
Yeah. So a little backstory. I had a debilitating fear of public speaking. And so when I applied to do that TED Talk, I actually just sent in the video to overcome my fear. So when she reached out to me and she said, we chose you, I literally in my head thought to help out with the TED event.
Right.
Said, no, to be a speaker. And then I was like, what the heck? Like, okay, now what do I do? How am I going to be on stage in front of 100 people and do this TED Talk? So for months, I was trying to write the talk. Nothing would come out, Dan. I literally sat at my computer hours after hours. And then one day I had a dream. And I mean, you can't even make this stuff up. I had a dream of what I was supposed to write about. I woke up at 1:11 a.m. I wrote my talk out, and it was exactly 17 minutes, the length of time that you need for a TED Talk.
Oh
And
gosh.
it was crazy. And it was that share your story of transformation, share your
Mhm.
story of how those moments shaped your biology. And so when I talk about this, there was a moment in my life. We all have some sort of trauma, and people think trauma has to be really heavy and significant. But trauma is any experience that leaves you with like a deep emotional feeling, right? So I had this event that happened. I went on vacation with my dad, and it was really fun and exciting. And we went on a plane for the first time together, and I met my aunt and uncle and my cousins. And I remember seeing the buffalo and the mountains, thinking, I mean, I'm from Ontario. It's the flattest place on earth, I feel. And here I am in this beautiful, kind of serene place with these new people. And then my dad got up to leave. And as a 4-year-old child, I thought he took me on the plane to leave me with these strangers. So I started like crying and begging him, like not understanding, believing that he was abandoning me. He was leaving me there. And I remember crying and crying and crying. And I remember my aunt literally peeled me off of his leg. And my dad walked out the door. And I'll never forget the words that my aunt said. She told me to stop crying and be strong. And in that moment, because I was so emotional, I was hyperventilating, I couldn't breathe. In that moment, I made a decision that I agreed with her. I need to be strong. But what did that mean? It meant stop crying. And so literally, and I had this conversation with my dad years later. He said, yeah, you were just different. He said, you had a hard time cracking a smile. You were like, I really lacked emotion. I never showed emotion. And so I feel like that's when the ice princess was born. Suck it up, Buttercup. Stop crying. Be strong. And I was strong. And it really worked for me until it didn't, you know?
Yeah.
And it did at like a cellular level. Everything in my body was just be strong. Don't show emotion. Suck it up. Take it under the chin. But I had a realization when my kids were 5 and 7.
Mm-hmm.
And my daughter said to me, when you got a divorce from dad, everybody was crying except for you. So I'm not going to cry either. Oh, that was so painful because I wasn't just impacting my own life. My kids were learning from me. They were learning my patterns. Now, can you see how that would impact biology? It impacted my daughter, maybe my daughter's daughters. And in that moment, I said, I got to discover how to let this go. I got to transform this way of being that has me disconnect from humans, from people.
Right. So, wow. And so your daughters were 5 and 7 now. Now, I think one of them just had a 15th birthday, which is another fun post you put out. She was having a hard time with her friends being just basically cutting her off. And here is this beautiful young lady who everybody would want to be friends with, unless she's like a horrible person, but I doubt that's the case. So she's a really nice young lady, and popular with her friends, and all of a sudden they cut her off. And so she had a dilemma, right? And so you helped her deal with that. So you dealt with it yourself, and now you're helping her deal with it. But I totally get that. I have a 13-year-old, so I totally get that, trying to help but not coach, right?
Oh, yeah.
Not to get into coach mode with our kids, but you got like 700 comments on that post. So your daughter got a ton of free advice. Was there anything that came from the general audience that you said, you know what, that's really good advice? Because I saw that, I think you had a response from her that said, hey, I'm good. Thank you, everybody, for all the advice, but this is how I handled it. And she handled it really well.
Yeah, I mean, what happened was, at the beginning of the year, her friends cut her off and said, like, we don't want to be friends with you. And she's like, okay, cool. But then what happened was they actually, when she was trying to be friends with other people, they would say things like, oh, you don't want to be friends with her, she's really nasty, like just being really mean. So she said it was so like in my face, where people were saying, I would really want to be your friend, but it's not a good idea. I don't want to be seen with you. So how she dealt with that is she said, I would rather have no friends than fake friends. So all year she was just, this is what's happening. And she went home for lunch. She went to school. She did her work. She had other friends at other schools. So she always finds the silver lining in things,
Right.
Okay, this is the problem. How do I solve the problem? Go find friends at another school. Easy. She's just really great. But then when they saw her with other friends and, on social media, going to different events and going on with her life, then they wanted to be a part of that. And they asked if they could go to her birthday party. She's like, I don't know what to do. So that's why I said, hey, my daughter's turning 15 and she's in a pickle. As a coach, like, what would you say? What's your advice? And it took off. It went completely viral. I think I had 150,000 impressions on that post. It was really amazing. But at the end of the day, she said, I really appreciated running into you guys. My party is for my close friends. So I don't think it's going to work for you guys to come, but thanks for connecting.
I think that's fabulous. What was the most creative advice she got? I'm sure she got the gamut of advice for how to deal with it.
Oh my God. I couldn't even keep up, Dan. There were so many great nuggets, so much great info. One lady said, she used some swear words. Let's just say that. She's like, F them. Who needs them? You have way better friends coming your way anyways, girl. This is preparing you for the future. And you're going to have to get used to a-holes coming into your life all the time. I was just dying because I'm like, I mean, and I do believe that at some level, these situations, and I said to my daughter, I'm like, listen, in human design, I said, you're just like me. You're a reflector. Your heart is open. Your centers are open. Who you surround yourself with is very important because you can take on their stuff easily. You're like a chameleon, just like me. And I said, but this situation, you don't have to see the future, but it's preparing you to be resilient for whatever's coming. Your future self is saying, listen, I'm going to, whatever, God, creator, source, universe, I'm going to send you these situations and experiences because what you have going on in your life, whoever you are going to be, this is just practice for the blessings that are coming your way. I'm expanding you right now.
You're growing from it. And gosh, I think like I said, when I listened to the response and you posted her baby picture, I think it was her baby picture with the response of how she actually handled it. And it was just so amazing. So I want to say two things. Congratulations on doing a great job of raising, even, I know she's only 15, but you've done a great job so far. And this is such a critical age. And I think the reason your post went viral is we all have kids. I think anybody who's a dad or a mom or has been a kid, right? I think we really resonate with that kind of experience, and we all deal with it. And so for you to just kind of put that out there and help us experience it together with you and learn from it, I think is fantastic. But what a tremendously positive response that she had, and that's kudos to you and what you've been able to do. So you took that lesson and then your daughter reflected it and you said, wait a minute, I don't want them to go through the same thing. I can totally see how that becomes biological and it becomes what they call generational, right? It goes to the next generation. And then now you're building other little Tinas that are going around and saying, nothing hurts me, right? I'm not going to show my vulnerability, but you're really good at that. And I think it comes out in what you do in your social persona on social media. Tell me this though. I think this would be important because I work with a lot of coaches. Our audience is going to be a lot of people who are coaches. What's something that they can take away from that transformation? Because like you, I spent a lot of money to building up my business, building our network. But you said finally, you know what? I think the key is to be authentic. But how have you grown to the level that you have, and done it authentically without burning yourself out? I can't imagine how much work, like you said, on your birthday, you were just DMing the world. But then, hey, by the way, you have to prepare keynotes. You have to prepare for workshops that you do. How do you fit it all in? Give us some key advice that from Tina, who is really killing it at this.
Well, I think the first thing that's coming to my mind right now is facts tell, stories sell. And what I mean by that is people are not buying our programs. They're not buying our solutions. They're buying a relationship with us, and they want to know us on a human to human level. So authenticity gives people the experience. I know you, I feel you, I connect with you, I relate to you. And trust, we're in a trust epidemic right now. People don't trust. People have been, people are always trying to sell something, sell their experiences, sell their solutions, sell what worked for them. But I truly believe that there is no one size fits all in life. And I really do encourage people to share who they authentically are. And when you can get to that place, people lie, but energy doesn't. You can't fake that energetic exchange between two human beings. And there is a lot of things that we have to do in business, but I don't focus on the doing as much as I focus on who I'm being. Because when I'm being courageous, powerful, all of these things, those actions seem really simple. Coming from that place. But if I'm being limited or being, resigned or cynical, everything feels heavy. So everything that I do, I say intention plus action equals results. My intention is who I'm being every day. And I mean, I'm very spiritual. So when I do my meditations in the morning, when I do my learnings, my teachings, I ask for support from the Creator. Like, who do I get to be today? What's the difference that I'm supposed to make today? And I know it seems really subtle, but for me, it's been a huge shift because I have been an overachiever, a hyperachiever my whole life. So I can get caught up in the doing.
Right.
And I realize that I have, been hustling in the wrong direction. It doesn't matter what I do if it's not guided by who I'm being. Does that make sense? Like,
yeah, no, it absolutely makes sense. And I think you bring up a really good point. I love what you said. It's not getting caught up in what you're doing, it's who you're being, right?
Yeah.
And I absolutely agree with that. I had I think it was a podcast interview, and after I got off, the person was like, Dan, where do you get all that energy, right? And I think you get all that energy from being yourself. You can't be energetic when you're trying to be someone else. You posted something else, and I'm going to talk about your post because about you quit using someone else's script, trying to fit into someone else's mold of what you should be doing in order for your business to thrive. I think when you just lean into who you are and show that, you're going to attract the right people. The other thing you said is people don't buy stories. They don't buy what you do. They buy why you do it. And you tell the story as to why you do it. And I think that's how you've connected so well. So Tina, in linked coaching, what is it that people are getting out of that? I want to make sure we tell people, okay, if you need Tina, what is it that Tina is going to help you do?
Yeah. So I'm going to make a very long story short. I grew a very successful multi-7-figure coaching company with 3 business partners. After the first year, I was starting to feel like if this is what it feels like on the top of the mountain, so to speak, it was soul sucking. I literally could not stand any minute of it. I was stressed out all the time. I was working 12, 14 hours a day. I was hustling in the wrong direction. I was feeling disconnected. But my core value is connection. Yet I was creating a business where I wasn't connected with people. So when I decided, 2 years later that I got to get out of here, this is not how I want to live my life. I found myself in a position where, in my old business, I had leads generated for me. All I had to do is get on the call, close the calls, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. So when I was out on my own, I realized I actually don't know how to grow a business. I always had a team to do everything for me. So when I left, I had immediate results. I mean, I was closing $30,000 sales without a program. People just wanted to work with me and they wanted a customized approach. And I did that. It was easy. But then something in my mind said, okay, well, that's not scalable. I need to scale now. And in order to scale, I need a branding expert. I need a business coach, like all of these professionals. So what I did is I went out and hired all of these professionals, a copywriter, a business consultant, a marketing strategist, an appointment setter, all of these little pieces, but they weren't communicating with each other. And I wasn't clear on, okay, who am I now? Who am I for the world? Who do I want to be known as? I didn't have clarity. So here I was throwing spaghetti at the wall, hoping something would stick, and nothing was sticking. In fact, I went almost a year without any results, to the point where my accountant came to me and she said, like last year you made this much. This year, it's a quarter of that. Am I missing something? I'm like, no, I wish I could say, but because I was just I was bleeding money out. And so when Adrian and I partnered, we're like, okay, where are people at and what do they actually need? They need a team. They need a team of experts that know copywriting for service-based businesses, that know graphics designs, that know how to do authentic outreach. And so we started like creating a team that is helping people build businesses. Now, I mentioned yesterday in my post, okay, it's probably not $1 million business model because we only work with 20 people at a time. So it's not scalable, but our core values are connection, authenticity. We can't scale that. Yet, we haven't figured out, obviously we can grow a team and do that. But right now, this is where it's at. And we want to partner with people to build out their systems, build out everything in a street. Take what you have, take your pieces. Let us help you put the pieces together so that you can, I like to say, you're a diamond and you're in the LinkedIn trash can. So how do we get your diamond to shine in the trash can?
Right. And there's so many people, right? Oh, I love what you're saying. But I think, I also, we all want to scale. We all want to take what we do and do it at a bigger scale. I think the key though, I think when I started concentrating on really figuring out who my ideal clients are. I love that you say, we're only going to work with 20 people. If you're going to get the system right, you're going to get, these people are getting ultra awesome value and they're working with you one-on-one and you're creating customized. And my team will tell you, I'm the king of customization and they wish it could just be, why can't you do the exact same thing twice? Well, guess what? Tina doesn't need what Tony just had. Tony's situation was just slightly different. So we're going to create something a little bit different, or this company is different in what they need versus the last company we worked with. There's some general things, right, that are going to be the same, but I don't know about you, but when I'm giving a keynote, like sometimes that morning I'm changing slides. And my team's like, Dan, we had it all ready and you were ready to go. And now we've got to, adjust this one because I'm horrible. If you put me to create slides, it takes me 2 hours. So I'm always like, okay, can you add this to that slide? And it's the morning of. But I think that's what makes it fun and it's what makes it authentic. And when I get on stage, I feel like, hey, I'm telling my story the way I want to tell my story, not the way somebody else put it together or the way AI told me I should tell it. Sounds like you do a lot of the same thing, but I think what's going to happen is, and I don't think you have to scale your authenticity. I think you'll scale what you do, what you and Adrian bring to the world. And it's not by multiplying you, it's by multiplying the people that you teach how to do the same thing is the way I see it. How do you see it? I mean, if we're here 5 years from now, I'm interviewing you, what's it look like? What have you and Adrian built?
Yeah, well, we're training our team right now, our copywriters, graphic designers. We're like, okay, everybody on LinkedIn is doing banners like this, what I do and who I am and my credibility. What they're not doing is making it people-centered, basically saying, hey, I see you. This is who you are. This is your pain. Here's a solution right now. download this training, watch this video, take this assessment,
Right.
and then everything aligned to that. So we have nailed that for us, our clients. Now we're training a team. This person, you're in charge of this. You just nail the banner. You nail the copywriting. Now we're training a team. Okay, this is the content. This is how you need to create content. This is how you really leverage LinkedIn to get you in front of multiple people in your second, third degree connection. So more people coming to you. So we're really training people. So now it's just going to be, you know what to do. Let me approve it. Let me make sure that it's like spot on, bang on. And then it'll just be a well-oiled machine. So I see 5 years from now, we're going to dominate LinkedIn. Like our team is going to really help people shine. We're going to shift how people see LinkedIn. We're going to give people the tools and resources to make an impact, and whether they can afford it or not. We have a VIP community where all of the tools and resources that we sold for $10,000, we literally give it away for like less than the price of groceries. Like, I'm not even joking.
Yeah.
And people are like, but why would you do that? I'm like, why wouldn't we do that? Because now we're coming from a giving place.
Right.
Money should never lead. People lead, money follows. That's what we believe. And we don't want somebody's current situation to stop them from making an impact in the world, because we're impact driven. And when people are making an impact, maybe it's ego, Dan, like where you want to make your mark in the world. When I'm on LinkedIn now, I've coached and trained over 3,000 coaches. I see people that started out with me that are completely smashing it.
Yeah.
And that feels really good to know that, because I took a stand for them, they're taking a stand for others. I don't even know the infinite ripple of my actions on somebody else. And now that we're working with service providers, I mean, we have an incredible opportunity together to make a huge impact in the world, to bring more humanity, to bring more authenticity, to help people see that we're more than just business and strategies. We're human beings living a human experience, and together we're better.
Yes. I love that. And you said something, I say something all the time. Say, if you take care of people, the numbers take care of themselves, right? You've got to take care of people. And what you said, I really like. People lead, money follows. I was talking to our social media director the other day, and when we were talking about it, she said, Dan, I saw a quote, and it said, let's see, money comes and goes, time only goes. And so on the importance of just, we only have so much time on this planet to make a difference, to make an impact. And I love that you have that mission, and you're not only helping those people that are at the VIP level and doing the big money programs, but you're giving away and you're helping others. So you see, I want to see linked coaching. I see linked coaching as, in 5 years, every coach that's killing it on LinkedIn is going to have coached by Tina Brigley and Adrian, right?
Yeah.
So that's fantastic. Yeah. I love the fact that, the other part that I see is you're really focused on making a bigger impact, on making a positive impact. So one of the things we didn't get to do, Tina, is everybody. So I'm a why coach. So everybody that I work with, I take through the YOS discovery, and it's based on Simon Sinek's work about discovering your why. So I always talk about the guest, why, how, and what. Well, we don't have yours, but let's do something fun. Everybody that's listening, I want you to, in the comments, this is obviously when the show airs. I think we're going to air this on August 8th. So it's August 8th. In the comments, let us know what you think Tina's why, how, and what are, just based on our conversation. And I know a lot of you are why coaches, so you're going to have a pretty good idea. I have some thoughts. I'm going to write it down, Tina, and then we're going to give Tina the free YOS discovery. And then I will, let's see, on the day that we premiere at 11 a.m. Mountain Time. So maybe at 1 o'clock Mountain Time, 3 o'clock Eastern, I will post her results so you guys can see. But this is your opportunity to test your mettle and figure out what is Tina's why, how, and what. And Tina, this will all make a lot more sense once you take the discovery. But Thank you so much for being on today. I know you were running late, or you were on another appointment that ran late, but it has been so fun spending half an hour with you and just asking you some questions about authenticity, about the difference you're making in the world, and just hearing you, like I said, after being a fan for a little while and saying, you know what, I'm going to reach out. And that's, I believe the name of my company is Why Not Leadership. I say why not all the time. I said, why not reach out and see if she wants to be on the show? So thank you for accepting the invitation, for being open to the conversation. And I definitely want to have you back on so we can have a part 2 and we can spend more time with you.
Yay. Thank you so much, Dan. It's been a pleasure. I'm excited to do your assessment.
I can't wait to send it to you.
I don't think anybody's going to get my why. I don't know.
You know what? I bet. Well, you tune in. I think we're going to premiere on August 8th at 11 a.m. Mountain Time. So just check it out. We do a live show when we do the premiere, so you'll be able to hop on and do that. And we'll see. We'll see how that turns out. And I think somebody will guess it. I have a really good idea. I think I know your top 3, your why, your how, and your what. But I'm going to write them down and see what happens. So, Thank you so much for being on, Tina.
Story. Can I share this? I know this just came up for me, Dan. I know we only have a minute left, but my daughter was born with an abdominal wall defect. That's another story. But on August 8th, 2008, at 8 a.m., she had her surgery, and the doctor said they've never seen a recovery so quick. And so when you said this is airing on August 8th, I was like, okay, this is the perfect day, because it brings me back to, that amazing, miraculous time of my life. August 8th, I'll never forget that.
Oh, that is
8.
Awesome. That 8-8. Oh, that's right. I love when numbers match up like that.
8 month, 8th day, 8th hour.
Yeah.
And now this is going to be on the 8th day of August. So it's no coincidence. So I'm excited to see what people think, what my why is, but
awesome. Thank you so much for being on, Tina. Guys, don't forget, like all the time, please like. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to comment, because we definitely want to know what you think about Tina's YOS. And then we're going to share it with you maybe in a second episode, and we'll have a conversation about it. Everybody have a great day. Go out and lead different today.
Yeah. Bye, Ron.
Thank you, Tina.
Thank you. That was amazing.
This is Lead Different.
Subscribe now. Discover a new era of leadership. Lead different, because great leaders change the world.